When you feel really tired because you have to slog through the work you have to do because you're trying to get to the thing, I have some news for you and some advice for you. Stop. The slog only tires you out. Ask yourself, why am I slogging? Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to slog? What would make this easy and better for me? You can maybe drop it, or perhaps it really is something that you need to do, because not everything's perfect in your work, right? Not everything's easy. But if it's something that you really do have to do, maybe you're, I don't know, getting your financials together for investors, or who knows what it is. Make it fun, make it easy, and make it amazing. Because here's what I know. I know that you're amazing. I know that you have all the answers laying within you. I know that when you follow your vision, your passion, your dreams, when you allow yourself to hear yourself, everything switches. And the more you get in touch with doing that, the easier everything is, the more you get done. This last week, I saw on my Facebook feed, there was one Facebook friend that is out of state. She decided to go to New Hampshire to hear herself. I have been looking at videos from inspired spiritual women that this one woman, she stayed at an amazing, beautiful retreat place, and she felt awakened within herself. So if you're in the midst of working 40 hours a week, taking care of kids, taking care of parents, taking care of everything, if that's where you are, all you can do is find slices, little slices of peace, little slices. And know that those slices can be, you can put some yeast on the slices a little bit, and have them grow into beautiful loaves of bread, so to speak. That's a metaphor, of course. I would like to go ahead and share with you something. And if you're still watching, make sure you stay here, because I did mention last week that I was going to tell you a little bit about the retreat. And I did have one Facebook friend ask me if I'm going to do it again. Absolutely, I am. Stay tuned on that. But what I want to show you here, and I'm going to switch my camera. Okay. So this is the final result. This is what resulted from months of preparation and doing and allowing. And here's what I mean by that. Yeah, it's a circle that looks kind of artsy-fartsy and stuff, and you may wonder what it is. And I guess I want to start with just saying how beautiful this middle is. Look at that. These are all things that I actually had already in my house. I had everything from the starfish to the different types of rocks, to the shells, to beautiful little, all of these things were literally living in my home, just waiting for me. Look at that. And one of my beautiful participants and very best friends decided to arrange them perfectly for me and for us. I'm not going to tell you about the roses, but those were a beautiful, beautiful part of the ceremony that made all the difference. And what I want to say is that it wasn't a clear decision on what this was going to be. I knew that I wanted something, and I knew I wanted it raised. As you can see, this middle dirt is raised. And I knew I wanted it to be outside of my office. There's where the magic happens, at Beacon of Light. All right, so I knew I wanted it there. At the opposite side of this home, that's where the lake is. Oh, look at Dragonfly, very fun. Hi, Dragonfly. At any rate, so I started there with some shovelfuls of dirt. And then from there, the rest happened. I then began to say, hey, I want a circle around this, and we made a circle. Hey, I want some stones, and then the stones became these pieces of wood. And then I said, okay, as long as I'm getting these pieces of wood, let's get some big pieces and we'll put them around the fire. And then we had a fire ban. And then I said, okay, let's just put those pieces of wood around because I don't think there's enough places for people to sit around the circle. It worked out great. And now every single morning, I come and I stretch with my yoga mat, and I look across the dawn with my coffee, and I give amazing thanks for being able to be in this home. Guys, when I started to rent this house in July of 2012, the fear I felt coursing up and down and throughout my body, it's indescribable. I was fleeing with my children. And I had absolutely no idea how I was going to ever pay the rent. Now I own the house. I've had 4 years of owning this house. And I have an amazing, amazing man, my forever man, that 100% believes in me and is partnering with me to create the Beacon of Light Center. In the Beacon of Light Center, we do a lot of amazing stuff. We do healing, coaching, dancing. We do all the things that allow a person to be her best or his best or their best. And I want to leave you with, when things are hard, ask yourself, do I really have to do this? Is this really lined up with my mission? And the last but not least thing I want to say is, and this is related, within the Beacon of Light Center, I am head coach. I am the only coach. What I have discovered over the last 2 years is that I am especially good at helping accelerate seasoned coaches into creating their next best thing without being exhausted. And I am doing some research now. So there'll be a PS for you to sign up for a research call. So this isn't, hey, do you want to work with me? This is what's going on for you so that I can better understand what struggles you might be facing. Because if you're facing them, others will be. What dreams do you have? Because if you're dreaming them, others may. And just by stating these things, I'm going to be willing to bet that your dream will move forward. So this is for you and for me. See you soon.